Well, it's a popular program that's looking to make a comeback in Prince George's. Remember Midnight Basketball? The initiative started back in 1988, and since then, thousands of young men have taken part. But the program stopped in 2003. Nelson Standifer is trying to organize a 6-week pilot program this summer.
We're looking for young men who are dropped out of high school, unemployed, may have had brushes with the law, or have a high potential based on their lifestyle. What separates us from all other basketball programs is our focus is not on the athlete. We're not looking for the All-American. We're looking for young men to offer them the opportunity to get their high school diplomas or their GED. We offer them scholarships to trade schools. We have workshops, which separates us from just another basketball league.
And for more information, you can call 301-278-7024. Mr. Standifer also tells us that if enough ladies are interested in sign up, they would be willing to start a women's program as well.
I'm here with Denise Farrell, the Executive Director of Jambalaya Sports. Denise, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing well. Got a few questions for you. We'll start out with maybe if you can give me your background and work experience, possibly your journey up to Jambalaya Sports.
Okay. It definitely was a journey. That's definitely a good phrase. It's because all of the things I've done since I graduated undergrad was in the arena of sports, but it was a variety of different things. It was sponsorship, it was marketing, it was PR, it was community development, sales, all kind of things. So we're talking 10 plus years of experience, all different organizations, all different companies. And then once I figured out that I kind of wanted to do something on my own, I kind of took all the positives out of everything that I learned from in the past and put it all together. And there you go with Jambalaya, because it is a little bit of everything, right?
Right. So what exactly is Jambalaya Sports then?
Jambalaya is it's an organization that that kind of keeps our community active, whether it's youth or adults. We just keep you active, whether it's the traditional sports, basketball, football, or flag football, volleyball, kickball, whatever that it is to keep people moving. We even do bowling. All kind of sorts of things. So, and it's for everybody pretty much. So.
And when was that founded, I guess, Jambalaya Sports?
We just had our 3-year anniversary, so 2011 January.
2011?
Yeah.
All right. And kind of, more specifically about Jambalaya Sports is what you do with Midnight Basketball. Could you tell us a little bit about what Midnight Basketball is? Yeah.
So Jambalaya manages Midnight Basketball's fundraisers. But Midnight Basketball, what it is that it's an educational crime prevention program for males 16 to 24. So the guys that aren't necessarily motivated, they're not sure what their next stage is in life. We cater to males 16 to 24. Of course, some of them are still in high school. Some of them may have dropped out. They're not working. They're not doing anything at all. So we use basketball to kind of reel them in, get them interested, and say, hey, we're going to kind of help you figure out what God has for you next, and we just do that through basketball. But they do have some other requirements that they have to go through before we allow them to play.
So do you, how often do you meet, or does it go by season or kind of team seasons?
It is a seasonal thing. We do 3 seasons in a 12-month calendar, and each season is 9 weeks long. So it kind of gives them something to be excited about and then get ready for the next time that we're going to do it. So we do a fall, a spring, and a summer season.
Okay. Now where is it located?
We have been in a couple of different places, and that's our big challenge. One place we've been at First Baptist Church, which is downtown, and that was a great location. Fortunately, they had a small fire. Well, big fire because the whole thing burned down. But ever since then, we've kind of been a couple of different places, some other churches and some other universities. So it's a little bit of a challenge when you don't have your own facility, but we still do what we have to do.
What would you say was your inspiration for Midnight Basketball?
Definitely spiritually led. God told me to do it. So, you know, when He tells you to do something, you better listen.
Right.
So, it was my experiences again from my past jobs that kind of led me to it. And honestly, I thought I was creating this from the start, like it was a whole brand new thing, until I started doing some research. And Midnight Basketball is actually it's a national organization. So what I did was bought the rights to do it here, and so it's basically like a franchise. So, but yeah, it's essentially the same thing that I was putting together when I was getting it done. But it's, you know, I was going to call it something else, but essentially it was Midnight Basketball. And the way I am, I'm like, why reinvent the wheel? Just, you know, go along with whatever else is out there and try to make it better. Yeah.
What kind of impact do you think it's had on the Nashville community up to this point?
Well, it's still small and still growing, but we definitely have quite a few success stories. Like I said, we're looking for the guys that aren't necessarily motivated and they don't know what next stage is. So our biggest success story is a guy that, actually a kid that I knew in high school when he was in high school, and he got into some trouble. He was a standout star basketball player, could have went to any school pretty much that he wanted to. Finished school, got into a lot of trouble, got sentenced to 15 years of prison. He got out on 3 years of good behavior. We put him through our program. At first I was like, okay, who is this person? 15 years of prison, like I don't know. Let me make sure that we're going to be safe and everything. But when I figured out who it was and he was referred to us, you know, everybody deserves a second chance. That's what the program is for. Figured out it was just, you know, he was just lost. So through the program, we was able to help him get back on the road. We actually ended up finding him another full scholarship to go back to school and play. And so he finished school now, and he's working full time now, and he's doing great. Yeah, not literally though, but yeah. But yeah.
What about like Midnight Basketball impacting your life personally?
Personally, the biggest thing I would say is that it's taught me not to really judge on the outside. I can still remember the very first night I had the program, and you know, the guys walking into the gym, and you know, it's like hair sticking everywhere, pants sagging, baggy clothes and all kind of stuff, and I was like, Lord, what did you just tell me to do? So what it's taught me is that, you know, I as the season is going on, I have like a one-on-one with the guys, kind of get to know them personally, and they can also get to know me as well, so they can definitely respect the program and just trying to find out, you know, why they're here. And I found out that the guys that look the hardest on the outside are the softest ones on the inside. So that has taught me to, you know, think about perception versus reality. And the funny thing is that the consensus that I got with the guys when I talked to them individually, they all said pretty much this was that I look this way because I have to be this way in my neighborhood. If I don't, then things could happen to me. I get picked on, I get hurt, all kind of things. And I just found that amazing. It's like, okay, if all of you guys realize the same thing, you can just do whatever you want to do and be exactly who you're supposed to be and not put on a facade or anything. So, you know, that's one of the biggest things it's taught me.
What are your future hopes for Midnight Basketball going forward?
Top goal, our own facility. So if you've got a couple $1 million, let me know. We can break ground somewhere, but just, you know, just having our own facility so we can be consistent, do more things with the program, have more of an opportunity for our guys to meet more than just one time a week. You know, so they can have more places to go and just, you know, not see them randomly, but it could be more of a consistent thing, because everybody needs consistency in their lives. So if we had our own place, it would do more wonders for these guys. So it's our top goal.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So your organization is called Jambalaya Sports. That's an interesting name. Where did that actually come from?
Well, if you think about what jambalaya is, it really is a little bit of everything. I mean, there's all kind of ingredients, and everybody makes it different. But there is so much that I wanted to do, and Jambalaya really just kind of stuck out in my head within 2 seconds of thinking about what I wanted to be called. So in our logo, you can see that it's like different sport. Each letter is a different sport. So I just thought it would be the easiest way to convey that we do a little bit of everything sport.
Okay. You mentioned earlier that the facility you were going to caught on fire and burned down. Is it really difficult to find facilities?
Very, very difficult. That's definitely a huge task. You would think that it's easy to find a facility that no one is in the gym on a Friday night at midnight. But you always have issues of, say a church, for an example, they may have a function the next morning, so they want to have it already set up the way that it is and not set up for basketball. So a lot of facilities use it for multifunctional use, so it's hard in that sense. And then you have some people that are scared of the program because obviously they don't know anything about it, but they hear the demographic that we serve and they're like, oh, no. I'm like, okay, well, you're supposed to be a church. I thought you were here to serve, but, you know, that's a whole other thing. So it has been a huge challenge, but it's okay. I look at it as a motivational thing, so that makes me push harder to get our own facility. So it's fine.
Being that you're a nonprofit, kind of, if you want to talk about maybe how the funding works, it's donations primarily or fundraisers to try and get money?
Yeah. Can I have $5 by the way? But no, I'm just kidding. It's definitely a challenge. For me personally, I like to put on events. So we do a couple of events a year. One is called Who's Got Next Basketball Tournament. Teams come from all over, compete. NBA players compete in it as well. So for me, that's easier for me to put on an event versus going out to different businesses and asking. But of course, that is part of the job too. So I actually just partnered with a professional soliciting company, and that's a big part of what they do. So it's all a challenge. It's always hard to raise money, but you know, like anything, it's a part of it. So.
I think maybe you mentioned earlier like additional programs, just in addition to playing basketball. Can you talk about those a little bit?
Yeah, so of course, again, we use basketball to reel them in and make them interested, but we're like, okay, you have to do this first. So the educational workshops are pretty much whatever we put together, but we focus on financial literacy is our biggest thing. We would just want to teach the basics, how to open up a checking and savings account, the consequences of not being able to. Because at the beginning of the year, we ask them what their goals are. A lot of them always say, I want a house and a car within 12 months. Well, what are you doing to lead yourself up to that point? So just the basics of finances is our biggest thing that we focus on. We also do faith development, leadership development, and educational things, or I'm sorry, employment preparation as well. So those are our main focuses that we do.
Who comes in and kind of leads those? Is it volunteers or?
Yeah, a lot of them are volunteers, small business owners, friends of mine that have been in certain areas of the business that, you know, for years. So it's just a collaboration type of thing of whatever piece that we're working on, then that's who I asked to bring in or asked to come in.